I want to talk about Dante DiVincenzo out of Villanova, who's now entered the draft. Went to the draft combine last week, had a great combine, and definitely stood out. His standing vertical leap was 34 feet and a half. Sorry, 34 and a half inches. His max vertical leap was 42 inches. Insane. Insane hops. When you watch this guy play, I've watched him play all year. First off, when you look at his minutes, he plays starter minutes. I know he'll say that he came off the bench, but he played starter minutes. Jay Wright, who is the coach of the Villanova basketball team, called him a starter off the bench because he played starter minutes. He just never really started too much. He did start a little bit when Eric Paschal was hurt and had a concussion a few times, but for the most part, he came off the bench and was just a nice spark off the bench, and that's how they used him, and that's how they won a national championship. Him being a spark off the bench, but that's neither here. That's neither here or there. Dante DiVincenzo, I am gonna be bold right now and say what I believe. He is a top 10 pick, and here's why. He's 6'5". He's about 200 pounds. Um, he's not skinny, not bony like Mikal Bridges, who is his teammate and also entered the draft. He's got a little muscle on him. He's a strong player. Man, his shooting stroke is insane. When I watch this guy shoot, it looks effortless. He elevates. It, beautiful stroke. Beautiful stroke. Can get to the lane anytime he wants. Is a strong finisher. Is a finesse finisher. Is a great passer. Has great court vision. He's a great all around player. Seriously, I feel like whoever gets him in the draft is gonna get he's a steal. Now I'm not gonna say he's the number one pick because he's not. I would say I would take him 5 and below, anywhere from 5 to 10. Like my range for him would be 5 to 10. That's where I think he should go. Where he could go from anywhere from 5 and below. That's where I think. But me personally, I would take him either between pick 5 or pick 10. But just because of his talent, I think he can play in the league right now. To be honest, I think he's like a Jason Tatum, a guy who can shoot, who's strong to the cup, can create his own shot, can pass the ball. Their games are very similar. That's my NBA comparison. And a guy who, before the draft, was saying he could easily just come in and start. I feel like Dante DiVincenzo can do that for you. Can come in, can start, and be a good player. Granted, I don't think he has a very high ceiling. I don't think he's gonna be one of the greatest players ever to play this game. I don't think that he is, a just a crazy, just one in a lifetime player. No, I don't see him being that. But do I see him being a very good player? Yes, I do see him being that. I do see him being an all-star. Yes, I do see him being that. He is that type of player. He is a gritty, grindy, just he's from Wilmington, Delaware. He is known as the Michael Jordan of Delaware. That's his nickname in Delaware, Michael Jordan of Delaware. When he was coming out of high school, he has won two national championships in the NCAA, and he also has won two state championships in Delaware, in the state of Delaware where he's from. So this guy is used to winning. He's used to the big spotlight. He did get hurt his freshman year, and he was redshirted. But I think this guy is definitely ready to play. Look, when we look at his numbers, he shot 48% from the field last year. His 3-point percentage was 40%. It was nice. It wasn't anything crazy. His free throw percentage does need to get better. He was only at 71%. He's got to do better there. 3 assists. To be honest, he's not a point guard. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's not a point guard. He only averaged 13.4 points per game, but that's because he was coming off the bench. And the way Villanova plays, they look for the best shot, not the best player shooting. And so that's just the way they play. So that's his points are never going to be crazy. When you look at anybody from Villanova, their points are never going to be crazy high or crazy numbers, except there's going to be a few exceptions, but for the most part, you're going to be in the 14-15 range if you play in Villanova because they just play great team ball. That's why I like them. I like to play team ball. But getting back to Dante, he he's a plug and fit. He has 4 rebounds. He averages almost 5 rebounds a game. He's a tenacious rebounder. He can just do anything you need him to do, and that's why I feel like he can play at such a high level, and why I will think he play at such a high level. But yeah, so he is my steal. If you don't know who he is and you never seen him play, I highly recommend you put him. You look at his highlights on YouTube because you'll be surprised. When you look at that video of his combine, you'll be like, wow, this guy's special. But moving on, I want to talk about something I read on the York Times. It was a article I read about private schools, private schools and public schools, and how public schools are tired of losing to private schools in championship games. So if you guys don't know, the way that high school sports works in PA is, there's different levels of, like, you got quad A, you got double A, you got triple A. It's different A. There's different leagues that you're assessing. It all goes by how big your high school is. So there's no separation of public and private championships in the state of Philly. That's not the way they do it. You just go against the best. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you go against, if a private school and a public school are the two top and they're in the bracket and they make it out, that's who plays. So my feelings on this are just, I'm not gonna hold you. I definitely agree. I played high school sports in high school, and I kind of do agree with this because when you look at these private schools, man, it's like choosing a college now, and it's like the recruiting is insane. Guys get like, I lived in the suburbs, and guys from the suburbs wouldn't sorry, I live in the suburbs, but guys in the city would get recruited to come out and play for like prep schools and stuff. Like some prep schools in the city, some private schools in the city, some private schools out in the county. Like, it was just a natural thing. But here's also the thing. Public schools do the same thing. They try and get the best players to come to their schools. Granted, they do it in a way that it's not recruiting and they don't get money, but they do still trying to do they still do try to get players to come to their school. It happens all the time. My high school did it. I know plethora of other high schools that have done it. It's nothing new. It's been happening for years. Just been under the table type of thing, and it's not publicized all the time. But if I had to be completely honest in my viewpoint of this topic, I would say yes, there needs to be separation because it's just about fairness. And granted, I know some kids, they want to just play against the best, and I understand that, but sometimes it's not even fair. Sometimes I know in football, there was a private school that that was close to us in the area, and they had like humongous guys. Guys are like 6'5", 300 pounds. And you go to some of these public schools, and they don't have guys who are 6'5", 300 pounds. So that guy is going against him, and that's just it's a risk. Sometimes it's a risk. Sometimes it's just not even fun to watch. Sometimes it doesn't even give these public schools a chance because they don't get the same pick of the crop as these private schools do, because they get to throw money at them and have they have prestigious names backing them and stuff like that. Some of these public schools don't have that. Yes, granted, they have the same opportunities to try and low-key recruit as much as the private schools, but they don't have the accolades and things of that nature that these private schools and charter schools have. So all around, it's just not fair. And it's about time that they need to update the rules and just break apart the championships. That's what they need to do. that's my opinion. I really would like to know yours. Please comment below your opinion, how you feel. What do you think they should do? Should there be two separate championships? There just be one. Should people stop complaining and just feel like that this is what sports is? You want to play against the best, then you got to beat the best. If that's how you feel, then please let me know. Drop down your comments below. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching Couch Coaches.